this bottle from the seas of New York arrived at my doorstep with a message behind it. Harriet Thomas, please give us your thoughts on the Rescuers duology. I'm on it.
I'm lost at sea without a friend. This journey, will it ever end? Who will rescue
The Rescuers, directed by Wolfgang Reithman, John Landry, and Art Stevens, and is the 23rd Disney animated classic overall. So The Rescuers tells the story of two mice, Miss Bianca and Bernard, both members of the Rescue Aid Society, which is a society where mice rescue children in need across the globe, and they receive a message in a bottle one day that was sent by a kidnapped, orphaned girl, Penny, who is currently being held a prisoner by Madame Medusa and Snoop, to get the world's largest diamond, the Devil's Eye, which lies in the depths of the swamp Devil's Bayou. Bianca and Bernard gets uh, with get the help of Albatross Air Orville to fly to Devil's Bayou and rescue Penny. Now, this this review has been requested for a number of months now, so thank you so much for the requests, and I'm so happy that it was, because I am simply itching to dive back into a Disney classic once again, and the uh, the Rescuers at its time kind of rescued Disney, because Disney were yeah, struggling with the death of Walt Disney himself, and in but in 1977, The Rescuers was their first box office success in a number of years. Uh, and this was the first ever Disney movie to receive a sequel, which it got 13 years later. And I am still speechless that most people, well, call The Rescuers Down Under a under races masterpiece, whereas most tend to look upon the original Rescuers as just a okay, forgettable movie, because I don't care what the majority thinks. Will forever love both Rescuers movies, and both some things the first Rescuers does better, other things Rescuers Down Under does better. But we'll talk about Down Under's strengths in the following review. As for the first Rescuers, I I still utterly love this movie from the bottom of my heart, and rewatching this movie on countless occasions as a kid, it was like a book I couldn't put down. So my love for it cannot be overstated, and as well as being tied with Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope as the best movie from 1977. And yeah, can you believe that this movie has, well, a completely different script rewrite from how it was originally going to go? It was originally going to be about a polar bear being rescued from a penguin. I mean, I think we can all agree the final version of the movie we got is so much better. The first Rescuers may not be the most grandiose and polished action adventure movie ever made, but I'm this movie keeps its focus on the hearts and the emotional side of all the Disney classics from the 70s, Aristocats and Robin Hood, and this is the one that always makes me cry the hardest, and it pulls off some legit, tearful moments as it highly succeeds in getting us to care about the character of Penny. I mean, yeah, Penny. I mean, she is one of the most innocent and sweetest Disney characters that I have ever seen, and she's my personal favorite of the two rescuers' kids. Between her and Cody, as she had it hard. She grew up in an orphanage with literally no parents, has been living with these abusers for and for goodness knows how long. And the only people she has to talk to are her animal companions, like the cats are in the orphanage, and Bianca and Bernard. I love how both rescuers' kids can talk to animals, yet the adult humans in these movies can't. It's kind of like an Eliza form briefing, uh, and Bianca and Bernard are both a great team, and they may be the underdogs in this story, as this is their first ever rescue assignment. But their good nature pulls them through this seemingly impossible rescue mission, and I it's lovely how Miss Bianca is also voiced by Duchess's voice actress from the Aristocats. Yeah, Bianca being such a sweetheart, so she would not hurt a fly, and Bernard being the janitor who proves himself, and there's so much more to him than meets the eye. So that's specifically why Bianca picked him, and you can see they do grow closer, but of course we know their romance will be at its peak in Rescuers Down Under, and uh, and as for Orville, who needs a uh, plane when you have Albatross Air? like I I just love how the mice have their own mini world, and Great Mouse Detective would also do this, but yeah, Orville. I mean, uh, he may not uh, be in the movie as much as you would want, but his flying sequence uh, is the most visually pleasing scene in the film, and one of my uh, absolute favorites, Evan, the loyal dragonfly. I mean, he nearly becomes a late night snack for a group of bats, but he makes it back to the swamp critters just in time to for Penny's sake, and as uh, for our kidnappers, Madame Medusa and Snoops. Bianca, summarized Madame Medusa perfectly. She's insane, utterly mad. Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this crazy lady literally puts finding a diamond before everything else, and the fact that she holds hostage and abuses a innocent little girl against her will. That is pretty malicious, and she uh, does pretend to be gentler with Penny for most of the movie until the third act, when she and Snoops force Jenny down the black hole for the final time to retrieve the diamonds, and she's like, "You'll get down there and get that diamond, you little bitch, or you can kiss your teddy goodbye." Her cruelest line the scene where she invites Penny into her room and she's removing her eyelashes, and she's like, "Abducted? What makes you think anyone would want a little girl like you?" How cruel is that? I seriously think Madame Medusa is one of the uh, most underrated Disney villains of all time. And plus, her speedboat that she uses to travel around the swamp is a blast. It's even cooler than Cruella's car from 101 Dalmatians. Snoops is certainly the uh, lesser sinister of the two villains. I mean, he's just like to Penny, "Oh, don't you sass me." He's not even fully on board with getting the devil's eye. He's just like, "Oh, madam, why aren't you satisfied with the diamonds that you have?" And Brutus and Nero, her two alligators, I mean, provide brilliant antagonists for Bianca and Bernard. I mean, when Bianca and Bernard are keeping hidden from them and they sniff Bianca's perfume, it's as intense as a don't move level in a video game. Like, you're like, "Bianca, have you and Hermione not learned not to wear perfume when you're on a dangerous mission?" Swamp critters even have a role to play on the rescue mission to get Penny out of there too. They are tired of Madame Medusa's reign of terror, so they form a swamp critter rebellion in the climax, uh, and I think Don Bluth was involved with this movie, and you can clearly see that with the animation style. This was like the last Disney movie that Wolfgang Reithman directed, so it's the last one with his sketchy style of animation, which uh, is probably for the best if the studio was going in a different direction in the 80s. But I still think this movie looks as beautiful as a immaculate painting. Like, particularly the opening credits that show Penny's bottle, in paintings traveling, across the ocean all the way from Devil's Bayou to New York. And Devil's Bayou itself is extremely atmospheric and in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's you could see why Medusa and Snoops would pick that to hide Penny away from anybody searching for her. If Devil's Bayou is in the Everglades, in the southern US, then it's one part of the Everglades I would not want to set foot in, and I honestly think the Rescuers soundtrack deserves infinitely more credit. It's one of Disney's most greatly underappreciated scores. I mean, the opening song "Rescue Me" is such a harmonious melody, and "Tomorrow is another day." I mean, uh, played in both flying scenes with Orville. I mean, that just makes his flying scenes even more breathtaking. But the song that always makes me want to cry, and my number one favorite would be uh, "Someone's Waiting for You," when Penny is just at her lowest points, where she feels like she just has nobody, and all hope is lost for her. She's never gonna get out of this shitty swamp with these shitty abusers, and the song just plays "Be brave, little one." It's perfectly timed because it's just before the moment where Penny finally meets Bianca and Bernard. And I mean, if you thought "Rescue Me," you know, emphasize Penny's cries out for help, well, this song is literally her begging on her knees for somebody to break her out of here. And I love that. So we get full closure at the end to what happened to every single character. Penny is adopted by her adopted mother and father, and finally gets the happiness she deserves. And Bianca and Bernard are praised as heroes for rescuing Penny. And after all they went through, with Bianca and Bernard's almost getting eaten by uh, two alligators, almost getting trampled on by two abusers, and poor Penny nearly drowning while attempting to get out the devil's eye from the cave. I mean, uh, the rescue mission was all worth it in the end. So overall, The Rescuers is a remarkable, sincere, and beautifully a sweet adventure movie and Disney gem. It deserves more hype.
I give The Rescuers 5 stars out of 5. Best movie ever.
So yeah, think that my review is probably one of the most positive reviews for this movie in quite some time. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what are your thoughts on The Rescuers? Do you consider it a staple in Disney animation, or is it just one of the more average Disney animated flicks for you? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I review the more popular sequel, The Rescuers Down Under. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.